What's up, Paupers? Welcome back to another Jalapeno Paupers podcast. Today we are diving in to the top 10 commons from Aetherdrift. We've gone through, racked our brains, just couldn't sleep, just restless nights trying to come up with a top 10 list. And this is what we've come up with. We left a lot off. We had to.
I haven't slept since the spoilers came out.
We had to only pick 10. That was our rule. And we're not even going to give you any honorable mentions. We need you commenting. We need you telling us what we missed, what we left off our list.
Yeah, because there are a lot of ones that we're not going to talk about because top 10 is only 10. So, but yeah, there's some awesome ones.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, if you want to show us some love, subscribe, like, engage the algorithm that way. That would be a big help. Also, we do have a TCG affiliate link. We'll have that in the comment or the description. So if you want to pick up any of these commons or any other cards, head to TCG Player and use our link. That would be awesome.
Doesn't cost you anything and helps support us.
All right, let's jump in. Let's mount up.
Mount up.
Let's crew.
Yeah. Speaking of crewing, our number 10 is a green card, Velo Heart Bike, 2 and a green for a vehicle 4/2. When this vehicle enters, gain 2 life. It taps to add 1 mana of any color and has crew 2. We like this card a lot. 3 mana for a mana rock. We did a whole video on mana rocks. We want our 3 mana rocks to be doing something else, right? This does 2 other things.
Yeah.
Gains us life, but also turns itself into a 4/2 creature.
Yeah.
Late in the game.
That's pretty sweet.
That's so awesome. The only thing it doesn't have going for it is that it's not in a different color.
Right.
So it being green is what hurts it a little bit, pushes it down on our list. But I think it's still probably worth playing in a lot of green decks. Not all, but I think there will be green decks that will want to play this card.
Agreed.
For those upsides. So
yeah, this is a sweet card.
Yeah. Number 10, Velo Heart Bike.
Number 9. This one has a soft spot in my heart. It's Grim Bauble. It's a single black mana for an artifact. When this artifact enters, target creature an opponent controls gets -2/-2 until end of turn. Then you can pay 2 and a black, tap it, sack it to surveil 2. So, I'm thinking about this like other -2/-2 effects, but it comes along with an artifact. I think ceiling on this card is you cast it, you pick off something that's important, a good piece to a combo, or not to a combo, but a good engine piece or something on someone's board, and then either that turn or later on, you use it as additional cost for a spell. There's plenty of those spells that, as additional cost, you sacrifice an artifact. So you can use this. It's just sitting there. Sack this to draw 2 cards or whatever. In a pinch, you can also surveil, which is not bad, and black is a great place for that too. So I think it does. All the little pieces do just enough, I think, to make our list. Also, the art is great.
Art's awesome.
It's a little bobblehead.
Yeah. I think we originally had this card higher up, and I might have moved it down, and then Miles argued with me about it, and we didn't move it up anymore. But I do think that it is better than 9. We're not going to mess anything here, but I do think, for all the reasons you talked about, I think it's higher than where we have it. Probably it's close.
Sure,
but I think there are arguments to be made that this could be higher on our list.
I think it's a perfect list, and nothing can move or should move ever. So, do you like it for the same reasons?
Yes. Yeah.
I mean, on its face, right? It's like not, nothing stands out. It's not -6/-6, whatever, But all the little pieces. Mm-hmm. It's 1 mana, -2. Use it later. Surveil if you have to. I think artifact decks. It synergizes with something else on the list.
Yeah. I think the reason that I think it might be higher is I was just going through in my head.
Because of the art?
A couple of weeks ago, we released a video on the top commanders from the set.
Uh-huh. Yes.
And I was just going through that list quick in my head to see, like, what this would actually kill. And there's a lot of those on that list.
True.
So I think this hits more than you might realize.
Yes. Agreed.
That if that's true, like if you're sitting down in a pod and this hits two of the other three commanders, that's huge.
Yes. I think -2/-2 is big in Pauper.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah, it can hit some very vital pieces,
Agreed.
which is great.
Grim Bauble, baby.
Okay. Number 8. This is a neat card. And I will tell you why after I read it.
What's it called?
It is called End Rider Catalyzer. 1 in a red for a 3/1. Has start your engines. It also has max speed, tap, add 2 red. I like this card a lot because I think in most red decks, red X decks, you're going to be dealing damage or making your opponents lose life most of your turns. So getting this down on turn 2 or turn 3 and then starting your engines, having it turn on that tap to add 2 red, really at any point in a game for a red deck, a red deck that doesn't have green in it, is just, that's massive ramp.
Yeah.
That's a huge burst of mana that you just get access to, and I think you'll get there pretty easily in most red decks.
Agreed. Red, one of its biggest weaknesses is ramp, right? And so this goes a long way to help with that. And red, if anyone can make your opponents lose life, it's red.
Yeah.
So yeah. That's a really cool one for sure.
Yeah, so the upside is huge.
Yeah.
A little slow, but
Yeah,
still,
maybe. I mean,
the upside is very much there.
And it's, we talked about this briefly before, but I think starting your engines is easier than initially, or getting to max speed is easier than initially thought, maybe.
Yeah.
And it's not as slow as maybe we first thought. Mm-hmm. For sure. Okay. Moving on.
Yep.
Number 7. We have Wreck Remover, a 4-mana, 4 generic artifact for a 3/4. Whenever this creature enters or attacks, exile up to 1 target card from a graveyard. You gain 1 life. You can also cycle it for 2. This card is sweet. I think this effect of interacting with the graveyard is underused. I think it's important, and I think this does just enough. I think it's awesome. So enters and attacks, I think, is huge. So we saw this one in action. I played it, got a key piece out of a graveyard. The life gain is also not nothing.
No, it's very relevant.
And for toughness is great. It can stand up to things in combat, so you can attack with it to activate it. I think it's a solid card that can go in a lot of decks, a ton of decks, and then cycling too is really good too. If there's no targets, you don't want to cast it, whatever.
Love that.
Yeah, the flexibility. You love cycling.
I think there's a lot of cards in the set that are abilities that maybe they're overcosted for what they do, but they threw on the cycling and cycling for 2. Like 3 is a little high. I don't know if I'd be as high on cards that cycled for 3, but 2, I think that's perfect. You have this card, a great utility card, that if you need it, you've got it. Otherwise, just trade it for the top card in your deck.
You don't need it. Yeah, it was interesting. We were talking earlier before all this, and you were talking to me about cycling, and I was like, why is he talking to me about cycling, like bicycling around? What? I don't care. I want to talk about magic cards. Now I get it.
Now you get it.
Thank you. All right.
So, real quick, another cool thing with this card that happened in the game.
Yeah.
That I think is maybe underappreciated sometimes and can make the player think that it wasn't like very useful. But in the game, spoiler alert, you've already seen it, so no spoilers. It got played.
Pause right now and go back and watch it if you haven't.
Yeah. It immediately removed something, right? The ETB.
Yeah.
The player that it affected was already on high alert. Like, this can't be here anymore. This has to go.
Yeah,
They immediately
it's
had to
true.
they found a way to remove it immediately. So all of their attention, the graveyard, who needed to use their graveyard,
Yes.
so it only removed one card. You only gained 1 life off of
It
it.
got a lot of hate
But
immediately.
the removal that could have been used on other things focused on it because they needed their graveyard. So
Yeah.
it was
Yeah.
that's a solid. When that happens, a lot of times you don't think of those cards that draw the attention like that. Little pieces like this.
Right. That's not essential to the game plan or win or whatever.
Yeah, but not only did it do its job, it essentially took a card out of that player's hand.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I think that's another key thing to think about with cards like these, that the removal that needs to be used on them is also adding value to
What do you call that? Like a lightning rod card.
Yes,
That,
yeah.
That draws a lot
Yeah.
of attention that you don't necessarily. It's not key to the deck, but
Yep.
yeah.
So that was really cool to see. All right, number 6. This is a card that I really like. Maximum Overdrive.
Vroom vroom.
1 in a black for an instant. It says put a +1/+1 counter on target creature. It gains Death Touch and Indestructible until end of turn. So this is now our 3rd card, 2 mana black card at instant speed that you can give something Death Touch and Indestructible. This now just goes a little bit further and gives it a permanent +1/+1 counter.
Power creep.
Yeah. So not a lot to say there. Just really good protection in black. Also used as removal, gives your thing Death Touch to remove whatever it might be. If it's blocking,
Yeah.
just kill off whatever it's blocking, and now it's a little stronger for the rest of the game.
I give it 4 vrooms. It's a cool card, and the art is pretty cool too.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. Yeah.
Vroom vroom. I really like these effects, but I find myself not playing them when I'm building, and I don't quite know why.
I play them in green. We play
Yeah.
them in green and white, I think, a lot.
True. Yeah. I think we play Grave Flickers maybe over these, or maybe I choose those.
That's true.
But yeah, I think this is great too. So I guess I'm saying I'm going to be more intentional about playing some more of these and
Yeah.
actually seeing them in action.
Yeah.
Okay,
Top 5.
cracking the top 5 again. Okay, number 5, Beast Rider Vanguard, 1 in a green for a 2/2 human knight. And then you can pay 5, 4 in a green to look at the top 3 cards of your library. You may reveal a permanent card from among them and put it into your hand. Put the rest on the bottom of your library in any order. This card is sweet. So I think the biggest thing, we look at green. One of the weaknesses is card advantage, right? In kind of mono green, especially. So this is an awesome effect, and it helps you select and smooth and look at the top 3. You do have to get a permanent, but that's fine. There's lots of those, and put into your hand. So 5 mana, draw a card from the top 3, put the rest on the bottom. Pretty straightforward, but I think goes a long way to help with card advantage in green.
Yeah, and I think this is the best version of this effect in green. There are other ways of looking at the top 1 or 2 cards, but to look at 3 and get a permanent, any permanent, I think this is the best,
Right.
the best version of that ability.
Yeah, I think just combined with the other ones, green's card advantage just got that much better.
Yeah. Number 4, we have Light Wheel Enhancements. A single white mana for an enchantment aura. It says enchant creature or vehicle, start your engines, so get that going. Enchanted permanent gets +1/+1 and has vigilance. And then at max speed, you may cast this card from your graveyard. A 1 mana enchantment that can keep coming back is so good.
Yes.
+1/+1 and vigilance. Already, we play 1 mana, give a creature a +1 counter and gains vigilance for the turn. We play that card. Having it be on an aura that continues to come back once you hit max speed.
Right.
I think this card's going to be so useful.
Yeah, I totally agree. I think it looks pretty simple. It looks pretty, I don't know, somewhat low impact, but I think it's better than it looks.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be great in action.
It doesn't even say exile. Like a lot of the times when you play something from your graveyard, if it then
And then
says exiles,
yeah, yep.
you can just keep doing this.
Don't
every
exile my
time.
graveyard. Don't do it. Don't play the wreck remover, please. So, also, I mean, vigilance, I think, is underrated. Or maybe I'm late to the party. Maybe you all know how good vigilance is, but vigilance is so good.
It
so
is.
I think this is huge. I think it's going to be great, and it synergizes with other enchantments, things that care about enchantments.
For sure.
1 mana, and then just start your engines. It doesn't go away if this goes away. Just once you've started, you can't stop, and you'll get there, and then it'll come back. I think it's a sweet card.
Yeah, solid.
Yeah.
Number 3.
Number 3, Risky Shortcut.
Oof.
2 and a black for a sorcery. Draw 2 cards. Each player loses 2 life. So black has plenty of these effects where you draw 2 and you lose 2. This is the only one that hits every player. So simple, but I think a pretty great effect.
Yeah, that's so good.
Yeah.
Like 3 mana, draw 2, deal 8 damage.
Yeah. Deal 6 damage and pay 2 life.
Yeah. That's so good.
Yeah, it's really good.
I really like this card a lot.
Yeah, it's awesome. That's gonna matter for sure.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, simple, not too much to say about that, but just a really cool effect.
Yeah. A lot of times, the other versions of this card let you surveil or scry.
Yes.
So that's the trade-off. You're not looking a little deeper into your deck to get the 2 cards you want from the top 2 or 4 cards, whatever. But being able to deal 2 to each opponent, that's pretty big.
Yeah, and generally you want to deal damage to your opponents in Magic, right?
Usually.
So that's pretty good. If your deck wants to do that, this is a good card.
Yeah. All right. Number 2. This guy is massive beater. Massive, not beater. The pals, what do they say? This is a massive juicer.
This is a
juicer.
Yes.
The Magmakin Artillerist. So it's 2 and a red for a 1/4 elemental pirate. Says whenever you discard 1 or more cards, this creature deals that much damage to each opponent. Cycling, 1 in red. Whenever you cycle this card, it deals 1 damage to each opponent. So now there's a huge payoff for all of your discard decks, all of your cycling decks.
Yeah.
In red, blue has a lot of ways of cycling and discarding cards. I mean, this is just gonna, and it also says discard 1 or more cards. Play some wheel effects. You're discarding 3, deal 3 to everybody.
Mm-hmm.
This can deal so much damage in the right decks.
Yeah.
And it's a 1/4. Can't get hit by a lot of the damage-based removal.
There's just a lot of sweepers and yeah.
So just a solid card for 3 mana.
Yep. Very sweet. And an elemental pirate.
I know, that's really cool too.
Whoa. He's so cool. Yeah, awesome deck awesome card in the discard decks. Very sweet. Yeah, I'm curious to see what kind of decks he goes in and what kind of effect he can have. Okay. Enough joking around. Number 1.
We're there.
Our number 1 is Packdoll Terror. It's 3 and a black for a 3/4 artifact toy creature. When this creature or another artifact you control enters, each opponent loses 1 life and you gain 1 life.
Jeez. Just another pinger.
Just a very terrifying card. 4 mana, 3/4. Again, 4 toughness is huge. It's an artifact itself, and then obviously this is going to synergize very well with other artifact decks, right? You know what it goes great with? The Grim Bauble.
Does go really good with the Grim Bauble.
So I think the Grim Bauble is actually sitting on this card's dash.
Really?
I don't know. It should be.
It might be. That'd be so cool if it is.
Little Easter egg. Yeah, this is so cool. Whenever this creature or another artifact enters, each opponent loses 1, you gain 1. That's just an awesome effect. Those symmetrical pinger effects for everyone, and then you gain a life. It's huge, and you just play fill your deck with artifacts and obviously vehicles,
token makers, like a lot of tokens,
treasures,
artifacts,
bloods, foods. Yeah, it's a sweet deck. It's a sweet card in those decks. So I think it's gonna be really powerful. I think it'll have an impact in a lot of decks.
Yeah, we've already seen it actually in Sanctuary's Friday Night Magic. It always showed up in the CPH games.
Yep, that's right.
People are trying to. I think this is gonna be probably the one. If any of these do make it into CPDH, I think this is the one.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, agreed.
Yeah, it's solid. Very, very good card.
What do you guys think of our list? I know you're probably just going to agree with everything because it's great. Just kidding. But there are, like we said, there's a lot of good comments. There's a lot of great comments. There's a land that we liked. There's other great cards. What did we miss? What do you like? What are some of your favorite cards?
Notably, we didn't have any blue cards, so tell us what your favorite blue cards are here.
Yes.
There's some that...
We had a couple on the edge, and they just got bumped out. So, yeah, let us know.
Okay. You know what time it is.
Oh, no.
It's time for 20 common questions.
I got this.
No Scryfall this time. I'm not allowing it. You and Lawbert and Garrett all were a bunch of little cheating scumbags last time.
I didn't even pull it up.
You had it up.
Nonsense.
You said, what is Fleet Feather?
Just to confirm the name, because I don't have every Magic card memorized.
All right.
I'm ready. And we're back. Okay, so Ryan had thought he had done the card already, and so he showed me. So he had to hurry and find a new one. So, okay, is it a permanent?
Yes.
Is it monocolor?
Yes.
Is it blue?
Yes.
I knew it.
Wow.
Permanent blue card. Is it a creature?
Yes.
4 for 4.
Wow.
I'm gonna get it in 5, folks.
If you do, you get a prize.
Is it 3 CMC or less?
No.
Is it 5 CMC or less?
Yes.
Is it 4 CMC?
Yes.
Does it have flying?
No.
Does it have an enters the battlefield effect?
No.
Four mana permanent, 4 mana creature, 4 mana blue creature.
Yeah.
No enters, no flying.
Correct.
Okay. Let's see. What else does blue like to do when they don't enter the battle? It's just it's common.
Yep.
Okay. That doesn't count.
Okay.
Okay, let's see. Does it 1 blue pip in the mana cost?
Yes. That was 10.
Okay. So it sounds like 3 and a blue. Let's see.
All right.
I can only think of Mole Drifter, so that's 5 mana. That's 5 mana. Okay, 4 mana, 3 and a blue. Was it printed in the last 2 years?
Yes. Yes. I will give you it reprinted for sure in the last 2 years.
Okay.
The original printing was more than 2 years ago.
Oh, so has there been a printing in the last 2 years?
Yes.
Is the more accurate way to ask that? Okay. Man. Does it have 1 or more keywords?
No.
Okay. Does it have 3 or more toughness?
Yes.
Okay. I don't know why that helps. That's good to know. Oh, man. Blue creatures.
No ETBs, no keywords.
No ETBs, no keywords. Does it do anything? Does it do something when it dies?
No.
I can't think of anything that does, so. Oh, brother. Okay. I don't play blue. Do I know this card?
Yeah.
I'm sure I do.
I think you do. I'd be surprised if you didn't. But then I'd feel bad if you didn't either.
No enters. Okay. Does it do something when you cast it? Does it have a cast trigger?
No. So hold on. It doesn't have a trigger when it's cast. I'll give you that. I'll say that.
Can you read the flavor text for me, please?
Yeah. Rumors float through the city like crows, alighting on citizens seemingly at random.
Crows.
I don't know if I played this line with crow.
Crows. Okay, I can think about it as crows now. So thanks for that little hint. And okay, what am I at?
15. 4 questions.
Okay,
Yes.
15 is the flavor text
Threshold.
Threshold.
Yep,
Yes.
that's
okay.
a good
We can
idea.
get flavor text at 15.
I like it. I like that. Yours was last time was much more helpful than this one. I have a feeling.
Okay, so it does something whenever.
Here's one
does
more
it do something?
small hint. Does it do something? It does do something.
I don't need your help.
I already kind of gave you one small hint.
You
right?
did, and I was going to
The other
ask.
question you asked was, does it have any keywords? It does not have any keywords. And that's what I'll say.
Oh, okay.
There may or may not be a keyword on the card, but itself does not have any keywords.
Does it create something when an instant or sorcery is played?
Yes.
Good. What is it called? Shoot. I'm not good with names, but does it have 1 power?
It does. 2 more questions and then a guess.
Okay. It is. So if I can describe the whole card,
You'll get the name.
I will.
We'll get you there. Yeah, describe the whole card.
I think it's a one for
What's
when
the
you
creature
cast
type?
when you cast an instant or sorcery, it creates a 1/1 flyer.
Yeah.
What is it? It's a wizard.
Yes.
I know this card, but what is it? It's starts with an M.
Yeah.
Murmuring Mystic.
There you go.
Is it Murmuring Mystic?
It is.
I was just talking out loud. That wasn't a question.
It was a question.
Yes.
Nice.
We got there. You guys were worried about me, and you guys were probably yelling and.
Did I give him too many good hints? I think I might have made it.
No, I think
those hints.
I think your first hint was a big one that
Okay.
it doesn't do something when it's cast, but when other things are. And then I was like, oh, okay, it does something when I cast an instant or sorcery. I don't know if I needed the second one because my mind already started going to the Murmuring Mystic.
Yeah.
So,
I figured.
but hey, I'll take it.
Yep,
I'll take it.
We got there.
All right, that was a good one for sure. Thanks for hanging out with us, guys.
Yeah.
Let us know what you think. Like, subscribe. That's a huge help. Oh, and what else do they need to do?
And stay spicy.
Spicy.